Canada's Glaciers by Erica Doubleday. Background information. These glaciers are found around the Queen Elizabeth Islands in the Arctic. Since 2005, surface melt off of these glaciers has risen 900%. There are two ways in which glaciers lose ice: surface melt or calving, which is discharge of icebergs. Before 2005, on the glaciers surrounding the Queen Elizabeth Islands, there was 48% surface melt and 52% ice discharge. After 2005, with the temperatures increasing, there was 90% surface melt and 10% ice discharge. This was in 2005. By now, it has only gotten worse. Canada in general. Glaciers are located all over the coast in Canada. Canada is home to 20% of the world's glaciers. Canada is the third largest contributor to sea level rise. Melting accounts for 90% of the ice loss from Canada's biggest ice field. The picture below shows 18,000 years before present in ice coverage to now. The white represents ice and the green shows land above sea level then and now. Queen Elizabeth Islands. They are a group of islands in the Canadian Arctic archipelago. The island forms a triangle at the northern tip of Canada. These islands make up 161,800 square miles. About 1/5 of this area is covered in ice. The Queen Elizabeth Islands contain approximately 14% of global glacier and ice cap area. The picture shows the glaciers in green that are located surrounding the islands. Why is this a problem? If the planet continues to warm due to carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, it could accelerate glacier loss in the north and raise sea levels. With the sea level rising, it threatens balanced ecosystems. These glaciers are anticipated to rise as much as a half a meter within the next 50 years. This means it could displace populations along the coast. Melting glaciers have been known to release pollutants like DDT, which are dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethane, and PCBs, which are polychlorinated biphenyl, into the environment, which could seriously harm wildlife and local ecosystems. The picture below shows by the end of the century the ice that will have melted. How is this related to climate change? Rising temperatures cause the glaciers not only in Canada to melt, but around the world. With glaciers melting, sea levels will rise. Studies say that Canada's glaciers are going to shrink by more than 2/3 by 2100. This would result in communities near the coast to evacuate. It would act as a domino effect. Economic impact. A lot of money will have to be put into new inventions and/or new homes that will have to be made due to sea level increase. Real estate in the west and east coast of Canada are being threatened due to flooding and erosion due to sea level rise. $25 billion worth of real estate has been damaged thus far nationwide. Improving the effectiveness of dikes along British Columbia's coast could cost $10 billion alone. A dike is a long wall or embankment built to prevent flooding from the sea. Humans on the coast of Canada are in trouble. Glaciers all over the world are melting, which means at the rate that temperatures are increasing, sea levels will rise, and people all over the world, not just in Canada, will have to move. With the runoff from glaciers due to climate change, floods will occur. Canada holds 20% of the world's glaciers, which means if sea levels rise in Canada, it will affect much more than just the coast of Canada. In these pictures, it shows how sensitive the coasts of Canada are to sea level rise, which could in time impact tons of people. Sensitivity here, in the middle picture, low, moderate, and high, explains the degree to which a coastline may experience physical changes such as flooding, erosion, beach migration, and coastal dune destabilization. Social impact. The people that live on the east and west coast of Canada are going to lose their homes due to sea level rise. People from the Queen Elizabeth Islands are going to have to move back inland. Homeowners tend to think their property insurance covers overland flooding, but it doesn't unless damage results directly from a sewer backup. Historically, it has been socialized in Canada meaning that the government steps in as required to help the affected province with disaster, although taxpayers end up footing a big portion of the bill. 737,000 Canadians will be affected by sea level rise if the average global temperature ends up rising by 2 degrees Celsius.